I'm Captain Chen. I'm the 38th Air Defense Artillery Brigade Surgeon, and we're here to talk about nutrition. It can be challenging in a busy soldier's day to adequately plan and prep your meals to be healthy. So I'm here today with Bree and Shannon from the Army Wellness Center at Camp Zama to discuss healthy choices amongst canned and frozen foods.
Hi, I'm Bree. I'm one of the health educators from the Army Wellness Center.
And I'm Shannon. I'm the lead health educator at the Army Wellness Center.
So just to give you guys a little bit of a rundown as you're trying to plan your healthy meals, this is a blow up of a nutritional facts label. So the first thing you're going to want to pay attention to is the serving size, because that is going to play into all of the further values. So obviously the calories per day is going to be dependent on your activity level, male, female, that sort of thing. The other thing I'd like to draw your attention to is the amount of saturated fat that's in the items that you're choosing. We only want 10% of our fat to be from saturated fat, so take note of that. Sodium, unfortunately, when it comes to a lot of prepared or canned foods, the sodium content can be really high. So that will be the next thing that you need to draw your attention to. Fiber, it's important for all of us to get the adequate amounts of fiber. So for men, you're looking at 37 grams a day. For women, you're looking at 25 grams a day. And then the next thing I'd like to draw your attention to is sugar. So now nutrition labels have two sources of information about sugar. One is your total sugar, so that is what's naturally found in the foods plus whatever's additional. The added sugars is where you should really focus in on, because this really adds no nutritional value to your diet. It is purely just additional sugar in the form of table sugar, honey, that sort of thing that's an added sweetener. And we want to keep this limited. For women, it is 25 grams a day. For men, it's 38 grams a day, and that is what is recommended overall. And of course, making sure that you're getting adequate protein throughout your day to be able to fuel your performance as a soldier athlete.
I think just another thing to really note when you look at a nutrition label is the serving sizes, as well as how many servings are in one container. These numbers will multiply based on how many servings are contained in each container. So we're going to be comparing nutrition labels from canned goods versus frozen goods. You may also notice some little green tags that says nutrition is approved. That might be something you want to look for when shopping. And dinner items, some common dinner items, and compare those as well for eat this, not that. All right, we're going to inside the commissary. Let's go.
Fresh tomatoes are expensive and cumbersome to prepare. Let's take a look at the canned tomatoes.
So first we can come into the aisle and find the dietitian approved green labeling at the commissary. So when you're looking for your canned items, let's compare, say, the no salt added tomatoes with the regular tomatoes. The sodium is only 15 milligrams in the no salt added, and a whole 230 milligrams in the regular product. So when you're looking at the 2,300 milligrams per day that each person should only be consuming for sodium, going for the no salt added is really the best choice. All of the main brands have either like a healthy request or a low sodium option. So that should automatically be where the eyes go. Versus something that has added cream and milk, it's just adding more saturated fat into the product. Yeah, so, and same for chia. So it's just two tablespoons, 130 calories, 6 grams of protein from seeds. It's just 2 tablespoons, and 10 grams of fiber. So that's a really excellent way to start your day. Shannon likes the nutritional yeast. 8 grams of protein.
I was just straight up throwing protein powder in it.
You get, it's good also. And so the other thing that's good about that is when you're adding in your protein to your complex carbohydrate, it actually, as your body's digesting it, it prevents that blood sugar spike. So anytime exactly, it keeps you more steady. So you always want to look for the item that has the least number of ingredients. That would be one surefire way to do it. the first ingredient that's on the label is the thing that is the most quantity in the item. So for peanut butter, you would want the very first ingredient to be peanut. So look at the cranberries. Has 29 grams of added sugar in a dried fruit product. So being a label reader is really important on dried fruit.
So these are good because they're 100% juice.
Right?
That's my versus syrup. Okay, versus syrup.
Ones that say no sugar added usually has an artificial sugar. See, this has sucralose and whatever that is that I can't pronounce. But the only thing that's tricky about nuts is the portion size. So they're very easy to eat a lot of nuts, but they are a calorically dense food. So being sure that you are maintaining an appropriate portion size for your body is the only iffy thing with nuts. I want people to know that between whole milk, reduced fat milk, and no fat milk, it's the exact same amount of protein. The only thing that's different is the amount of fat.
So we're looking at a comparison between flour tortillas and corn tortillas. Of note, there are 3 tortillas per serving in the corn and only 2 tortillas per serving in the flour tortillas. But you'll see in the corn there's only 140 calories versus 180 in the flour tortillas, 0 milligrams of sodium in corn tortillas versus 310 in the flour tortillas. One good thing is that neither item has added sugars, but I think pound for pound you'll get better bang for your buck and calories with the corn tortillas. All 3 of these are cheese pizzas. This is one I guess they compare to fast food. There are 6 servings in this container, so that's 6 slices. Each slice is 300 calories. Each slice is also 700 milligrams of sodium. So if you multiply that by 6, you're looking at 1,800 calories in this container pizza, and you're looking at 4,200 milligrams of sodium, which is double the days intake.
The item is gluten-free, that in some way makes it more healthful. However, this is a really better comparison of a 1-for-1 item. So gluten-free pizza and pizza made with organic flour, tomatoes, and cheese. They're both cheese pizzas. So per serving, 400 calories in the gluten-free one and 290 in the not gluten-free one. 6 grams of saturated fat in the gluten-free one versus 5. So we've got 1 gram of added sugar in this one, 2 in that one. Sodium, 720 milligrams versus 590 milligrams. And protein, there's only 5 milligrams of protein in the gluten-free one and 12 in the wheat pizza. So just because it's gluten-free certainly doesn't make it healthier. For people who are watching their sugar content, when you are looking at low-fat food items, the food industry almost always adds sugar to make up for the taste of the low-fat product. So that's something else to watch on your label.
I guess a much larger meal, but this is a turkey meal. You can see here, this is 400 calories. We've got 14 grams of added sugar and over 1,300 milligrams of sodium, which is more than half the day's intake. And of course, we also have the 2 grams of saturated fat, so then we can compare it against this one.
In comparison to a similar meal, it is also turkey and vegetables. And that comes in just at 240 calories per serving, 1 gram of sat fat, 400 milligrams of sodium, and 20 grams of protein. It does have 18 grams of sugar, but none of those are added sugars, as opposed to our friend here has 14 grams of added sugars.
Which you can see this is about 3 times the sodium content of this one here, for a very similar price.
Mm-hmm.
So what is
and actually less protein. If we don't have time for a freshly prepared meal, if we're not able to eat something that we know is particularly healthy, at least label reading the frozen food products at the commissary can give you an alternative that is quick, easy, and somewhat healthier. So a lot of times it's about making a better choice, sort of from, as Captain Chen had said before, sort of the lesser of two evils. With some education about label reading, it really is possible to make healthier choices.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Ask the Doc. We'll see you next time.